Jump from Taylor, and there it is! Well, you always remember your first.
Welcome into LAFC in 30. I am Max Bredos, and today we look back at the boys in black and gold visit to Columbus, Ohio. Let us set the table. LAFC still the best team in Major League Soccer, but over their last 4 games, they suffered their first defeat, had only won once, and in 2 of those 4 games failed to score. So no reason for alarm, but not the all-conquering LAFC that we had seen earlier in the season. They were looking to remedy that against a Crew team that had lost 5 straight games until their midweek victory, of all teams, the LA Galaxy. So they had a little wind in their sails. LAFC still with the best attack in Major League Soccer and, to many people's surprise, the best defense. Let's go to mid-Ohio for all the action. My +1, Mo Adu.
Let's get to the lineups. Columbus, 3 changes in 1 we found out late. Lineups presented by Delta Airlines. And it involves Zach Steffen playing his last stretch for Columbus before heading to Manchester City. Joe Bendik comes in.
Yeah, Joe Bendik comes in, another reliable outlet there. A big change as well is Williams coming in at right back. That switches Jimenez over to the left. It's going to be so much importance on Will Trapp in that midfield to really occupy and dominate the game there. Guzman comes in for Higuain, gets his first start, and Jossie Zardes leading the line up top, making dangerous runs.
All right, a 4-3-3 for Caleb Porter, who was active ahead of the deadline. For Bob Bradley, the 11 remained unchanged. If it ain't broke,
you don't fix it.
Yeah.
You don't fix it. And Segura and Zimmerman have formed a good partnership in that back line. Zimmerman assuming a leadership role there. But I like this midfield of Kay, Atuesta, and Blessing. They bring different qualities there that have been working really well together to dominate the midfield. And up top, I'm focusing more on Rossi in this game because, like I said in the pregame, I think he's itching for a goal. I think he needs a goal. He's been unlucky in a few chances, but he needs a goal to get back, to get a little bit more confidence and just continue on that streak that he was on so early on in the season.
I think that's a great shout. Last time Diego Rossi last time he scored was the hat trick against DCI. And while it wasn't all that long ago, when you're scoring at that clip, it starts to feel that way. And that was back on April the 6th. We are here May the 11th. And they are the Knights in White Satin, LAFC, taking on the other team that also classifies themselves as black and gold. Well, we got into the color scheme, and maybe we'll talk a little bit more about that moving forward as Artur and many of these Columbus Crew players remain intact. Surprising that Caleb Porter, by and large, stick to almost the same 11. Federico Higuain, the big one that moves to the bench, and feeling as he'll see some action at some point here this evening. Nima Sagafi, our lead official. We are underway. And again, LAFC all in white. Little touch of silver, which didn't hurt anybody.
I think when you look across the league, most teams, if your striker finishes the season with 11 goals,
Your striker.
Yeah. You're happy with that. That's
happy.
a good return.
Yeah, I said that's where you go to the front office. Hey, I want a contract extension because hey, 11 goals. I think that's a good target. It's a poor ball by Mensah. Latif, Kay. He's going to squeeze out. He'll shoot it. Oof. Bendik had to react.
And this is what I'm talking about with Columbus. Creating your own problems. Okay, I understand you want to pass out of the back. I understand you want to play out of the back. But you can't be sloppy. Not in your own defensive third.
You got to clean that up. That could have ended badly. And again, another chance from Kay from distance. If he can hit one of those from outside the 18, I think that opens up his game. And as you pointed out, has to keep defenses honest if you have a midfielder who can hit from that range. Vela, Bendik off the knuckles. It's back in. Off the half volley. I believe it was Atuesta. Edward worth reminding, just 21 still. So of all these kids like Segura and Latif, Atuesta the youngest of that group, with Diego Rossi also 21.
And we're seeing LA putting the pressure on early, as we saw in the game against Chicago as well. So now the challenge here is just how do you make things a little bit sharper?
Because LAFC were so active in season 1, making those trades, bringing in Lee Win, bringing in Adama Diomande, bringing in Christian Ramirez. This season, it stood pat based on all the activity from a season ago, and I think Columbus would be looking for something similar, get a group that Caleb Porter likes, and go with them.
Yeah, and it's a work in progress. Like, this isn't going to change overnight for Columbus. I think Caleb Porter has some ideas, or he has an idea of how he wants to play, and he has some players that fit that mold. But by and large, of course, he's going to want to get some of his own players in to really implement his strategy and his way of playing. And when you look at LAFC, of course, they needed to make they had to make a lot of changes last year to get the team out there that they needed, and now you're seeing that. Yeah. You see a core group of players that have been together for a season.
Oh, from Cade from behind. Why not give it a shot? Vela puts it into the net, and now they go after Cade. Like, so Bendik was about to release it, and Cade did pick up his boots. I don't know if you could do that yet, or best not to.
Bendik's not happy at all. Goalkeepers, they hate these kind of situations.
It's a timing thing for Cade if he could get away with it.
It is. Latif tries to pick him out. He tasted a little bit heavy off his touch, off his chest. Otherwise, he had the chance in there. And there he is, trying to be clever, trying to pick his pocket. Looks like he almost gets it cleanly.
I would say if you're a goalie, you've got to be aware of your surroundings.
You have to be.
So, I mean, it looked like Bendik was almost completely caught by surprise, or maybe he thought Cade wouldn't be so audacious to try.
See it again. He's waiting for him to drop. I think if he waits maybe just a second longer, he has a cry for it, but yeah, in that scenario, he nicks it out of his hand.
Great ball from Harvey for Rossi. Rossi, no one in front of him, plays it across. Ramirez with a slight touch. Miss-hit there, though, in the back. Robinho. Jimenez chips ahead. All the way up. Atuesta knew where it was going, anticipated well. Atuesta into the 18. Another touch. Atuesta buying his time. Near post into the side netting, but the wrong side of the netting.
And that play starts with Latif blessing. His willingness to press, his willingness to stay on his feet, because there was a chance that he had there to overcommit himself and cause a foul, but he didn't. And then the play develops. He takes a good first touch there, picks his head up, sees Atuesta's run, and now he's waiting for someone to make a dynamic run. And at the last moment, Christian Ramirez tries to get across the goal, but it's too late. He looks for the cutback, and it's deflected out of bounds.
Fourth corner kick. Vela gets it airborne. One header right at the crossbar. Bendik able to locate it. Now the early numbers of corner kicks start to mount up, and again, if LAFC can be a little lethal in those situations, it is a game changer, and will certainly make teams think otherwise of giving up those corners. Mensah, who spent some time in the city, many clubs around Europe, miss-hit Vela. Chance here to go right at Sauro. Vela off the toes, out of the reach. Kay, that one almost curled in from outside the 18. Diego Rossi almost getting that goal that's eluded him for about a month.
Max, how did that play start? Columbus, their own mistakes. Vela picks his head up and sees the late run of Diego Rossi. Oof. Tries to curl it, he just narrowly misses that far post. That one would have done a world for his confidence in his play, but LA looked lively. They're doing all the right things. They're pressing high. They're picking their moments when to attack. They're picking their moments when to be compact defensively.
They will just be, I agree with you, they'll just be frustrated by the lack of scoring. As you go back to their first and only loss of the season against Vancouver, unable to score there. Then they had the great response against Seattle, which me, amongst others, said was the best performance of the season. And then 1-1 Seattle, 0-0 Chicago. Zardes, high kick. Expected to see Federico Higuain at some point in the second half. David Akam as well, their new signing. Vela comes in, didn't come up with it clean. Will Trapp. Jimenez, Trapp. That is a nice exchange, and he comes out clean the other end. Robinho, promising stuff for the crew here. Separation from Beitashour. Zardes! Segura like a doorstop wedged in there.
I like that from Will Trapp, trying to advance the game forward a little bit, trying to change the dynamic of what's been happening so far, of just pass, 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 pass. He beats a couple defenders, gets the ball wide to Rubinho, who finds Jossi, who takes a good first touch, but Segura's clever. Gets his body in between himself and the man, realizes where the end line is, and just ushers the ball out of bounds.
Heading towards the final stretch of this first half. Great programming for you in our LAFC library right now on YouTube TV. The latest episodes, Faces of LAFC, great programming. Add it to your library on YouTube TV. Add it all to your library. Cool programming coming up as we head towards the summer months. Good ball, Vela, Latif back inside. Kay trying to play it across. He'll claim it. 38th minute. LAFC in front. Can you hear me? The Mac. Beautifully crafted. They take the lead. Goal number 3 of the season for Kay.
Max, we talked about sharp passing. We talked about movement. The ball by Latif Blessing there, I don't know if Kay is going for the goal or not, but it's a quality finish. But that ball with the outside of his foot and the timing of Mark Anthony Kay's run catches the whole back line sleeping, and there's nothing Joe Bennett can do about that finish. As it just nestles into that back post, and that's what they needed. They created quite a few chances, half chances, but we talked about it in the pregame. Can they be clinical? Who's going to step up to the plate? And it's Kay out of the midfield.
Tremendous, and now he always has a nice little celebration. I'm gonna have to ask him about that one. I don't know if that was a burpee or, but he is adding. At one point tied in the league with 5 assists after that massive 3-assist haul against the Sounders. Not known for scoring goals, but 3 goals for him now this season. That's big. Zardes chases. Communication between Beta. He gets it through to Tyler Miller. Miller, Atuesta, and now maybe, Mo, you'll see those spaces. It plays ahead for Vela, and he gets there in front of Saudo. The touch is good! All the way across. Rossi blocked! Still in the 18. Latif. It looked like it wasn't going to last, but Vela extends the play.
Oh, Rossi. Oh, Rossi.
That needed that 6th gear.
Oh, Rossi, because even when he missed the first chance, it came to him again, and he got the shot off. He could have hit that ball anywhere except for where he did. Give a lot of credit to Vela.
Unbelievable.
His work rate on that play to keep that play alive and to turn it into a goal-scoring opportunity that comes from just sheer desire and effort from his part.
How close was Rossi?
Strong hand by Bendik.
Strong hand indeed. And that's what he's thinking about right now. How could have he done it different? I don't think, he hit it pretty well. He had to try and squeeze it in any daylight. Jimenez does well to win it back for Crew. Maybe one last goal, though. Another mistake in the back. Latif Blessing pounces. Now it's just an issue of where's the support? Vela on the left. Rossi, the pirouette. Kay, here comes Beta short. Beta back across. Rossi! Nope. He's had 2, actually 3 good looks.
He's looking for it. He is. He's hungry. He's taking his chance. He's getting chances. He's creating chances. He's taking shots. You got to feel that at some point in the second half, if he continues the way he's playing with his active movements, his willingness to commit players, to take on that role and that responsibility in the final third, that one of these chances is going to fall for him.
Bob Bradley, obviously disappointed. These are his words, not scoring goals. And they say don't ever take the lack of goal scoring or scoring goals in general for granted. Hardest thing to do in football, he says, but they've got one. Probably could have a second or third. See if they can get him in the second half. But right now, halftime, we'll hand off to Mark Rogatino when we return from this break. Higuain again getting assist number 62, which is a big number. It also shows how long he's been with the Crew here since 2012. That rolls all the way back to Tyler Miller. Quickly, the LAFC bench includes Pablo Cisniega, the backup goalkeeper, still yet to see action here, and most believe that will come with US Open Cup play, which is coming very soon. Mohamed El Nanir, Tristan Blackman, Lee Win, Andre Horta, Adama Diomande, and Josh Perez. I'm Max Bredos. Mo Adu joining us. is our +1. I know you get to watch a lot of MLS, so you know the comings and goings right now. As again, Vela taken out, and Nina Sagafi, our official, will just have a few words with Saudo.
It's a late challenge there. Trying to set the tone early in this second half. But if you're an LAFC fan, you don't want to see Vela showing any kind of wincing pain or limping at all. He's so instrumental and influential on this team and how they play.
With regards to fouls suffered, as you see a little magic from Higuain, Robinho for Zardes. Last season, LAFC suffered 468 fouls. That was the most in Major League Soccer. This season, coming into this game, already 172 suffered. So headed towards not as high a number, but close. Mensah, Guzman, Williams. Josh Williams, like Will Trapp, another Ohio-born, raised player for the Columbus Crew. By the way, LAFC looking to go 2-0 against the Ohio teams. This is the first year you can say Ohio teams because of the addition of FC Cincinnati. And I know you're, as I was mentioning, a keen observer of Major League Soccer. Incredible that the last couple weeks, the bottom 3 teams coming into this weekend all parting ways with their coaches. Cincinnati, Colorado, and New England. That's a phenomenon you never really saw that frequently, at least not with 3 guys, but that's what's happening this year.
That's what's happening this year, and it speaks a lot to what this league, how this league is developed and how it's continuing to grow. There's less room for error. Teams are way more demanding. Fan bases are a lot more demanding of their coaches, of their players.
Yep.
And that can only be good. You want the best for your organization, and so if the results aren't going your way, if you don't feel like the culture is being developed the way it needs to be and the way it should be, then teams are going to look to make changes.
And all 3 of those coaches at one point critical of the team in some capacity, whether it was the players or the front office, and now they are all ex-coaches. Pressure starting to mount, need results. Vela, that's not good enough from the set piece, but it comes to the edge of the 18. Atuesta, Rossi curling around. Maybe should have got it there. Atuesta on the ground. Harvey makes some room. Dumped out of here. Now Higuain with a chance to stretch his legs, but look at the pace of Rossi. But Higuain still has plenty of legs. And now Beitashour, he won't get there in time. Robinho, the counterattack still in effect. And look at Kay, that second wave of defense making a big difference. In Beitashour, quickly LAFC push forward. Marc-Anthony Kay poked away. Now Columbus back and forth. Higuain. Nice ball for Robinho. Now they've got the LAFC defense stretched a bit. Zimmerman can't come up with it. Cross for Pedro Santos, and what a save! Tyler Miller kept it in front of him. His biggest moment of the game.
As this game opens up, these transition moments are going to be so dangerous. Zimmerman gets shifted 1v1 out. He gets drawn wide 1v1. Robinho, quick feet, gets the ball cut across to the penalty spot. Pedro gets a clean strike, but it's only right at the keeper, and Tyler Miller comes up with the save. But it's in these moments here where they're finding these pockets of space. Higuain in transition. He's a guy that you want to get on the ball and open up the game.
And again, Ramirez stepping aside for Dio. Pedro Santos given away. Atuesta seems to be at the right place at the right time all the time. Latif, Beta. Latif, all sorts of space. Columbus a little ball watching there. Back inside. Dio! Rossi! Vela! Oh, the Holy Trinity in attack there, almost pulling one off.
And it starts again with Latif's energy to get forward. Dio with the little clever flick to the back post. I'm not sure if it's a half chance or if he's trying to flick it onto to Rossi on the back post. It falls to him. He tries to cut it back. Columbus gets number behind the ball and deflects out Vela's strike.
Latif under the foot. Atuesta. He gets it to Kay, aided by the deflection. Now Kay strides forward. He has some options here. Kay takes every inch that's given to him. Vela tried to cross it for Dio, blocked. Vela first at the ball. Turns the corner, around the horn, and straight to Bendik.
He uses his body so well.
Yep. Balance.
When that ball fell from his initial attempt at a cross, he was so clever. Snuck his body in there between himself and the defender. That way, if he commits himself at all, it's a foul. A foul, it's a penalty. Very clever on his part, but they got to find a way to get him involved a little bit more in the second half. It's been somewhat, I wouldn't use the word quiet, but not as influential as we know he can be. And that's Carlos Vela.
Higuain back to goal. Williams. Williams comes in, and we didn't really we touched on a little bit. Waylon Francis has been a good everyday player, and that one almost got there. Bendik, dangerous play in the back, but also a dangerous slide from Vela.
It's called living on the edge.
Watch this again. Yeah.
Gets him late there, does nick him.
He's like, I have a right to that. Trap for Pedro Santos. Zardes held the defender off his back. Let the ball run through. Latif. So much more comfortable on the ball than even earlier this season. That goes up Nima Sagafi. Uh-oh, Columbus having a ball hit a referee. Bringing back bad memories. Williams. Zardes was onside. Williams. Zardes keeps his feet, and he gets it in. Nope, flags up.
I think LAFC dodged the bullet there.
Oh boy, and Zardes is great at holding his runs, and I thought he did, certainly the first time, maybe not the second time around. Woof. They're gonna maybe, Nima Sagafi is gonna take a listen to see.
It's right there, and he is offside. He just narrowly edges offside slightly. But when this play, if you take this play even further back, that play stays alive because of the composure and the skill and the guile of Federico Higuain.
That's it for Rossi. Josh Perez will come in, and this will be win, lose, or draw for LAFC. This will be something that a discussion you push on, is that when can Diogo Rossi get back? We know all the good things he could do, but he knows he needs to score with those chances he gets, and until he does that, I think that's going to be in his mind.
Yeah, you see him come off the field there. He looks frustrated, but he's a young player. You go through spells like this where you're working hard, and for whatever reason, you're just not as sharp as you need to be in the final third. You can't find that goal, but he has a good group of guys around him. He has a good coach in Bob Bradley that'll direct him and tell him to just continue doing the things that he's doing right. You know, he's still creating chances. He's still being aggressive and going at players, and that goal will come. And when it does, you're gonna see the Diogo Rossi we saw in the opening weekend, or the opening weeks of this season, and much of last season. Because last season I thought he was fantastic.
Great this season. Here's Akam. He had 4 goals for Philly. Now blasts it off. It goes off of Zimmerman. I think that was an important intervention, because who knows where that was headed. And what a way for Akam to settle in with his new club.
He gets a stroke of luck with these little deflections, but that's what we're talking about, that directness, that willingness to go at players and commit them and try to create chances for yourself and then also for your teammates.
Right there, Mensah. And look at the wall of white jerseys joining Tyler Miller alongside the goal line. 80th minute now, LAFC in protect mode. Josh Perez gets into this game. Really a testament to the work he's putting in at training. Pedro Santos just overcooked it, but Mensah keeps it alive. Miller takes it off the head of Zimmerman. Bright future for Columbus when things look so bleak, as Mark was saying the pregame. Mensah knocks it back. This will be number 2. Oh, Perez hits the post. Dio, yes! Woo! Just just when it looked like it was still in doubt, Dio cleans it up. He gets his third of the season. Holy diver!
Oh, and Josh Perez is saying a prayer there because it's almost impossible to miss that chance. But look how it starts again. Defensive mistakes from Columbus. Bendik, no communication with Mensah. Even if there is communication, it's not executed well enough. And just a miscue there, Josh Perez, you've got to slot that home. But there's the big man, Dio, to clean it up. Comes off the bench, picks up the for sure, the insurance goal now to put this game out of reach in the 89th minute.
The thing with Perez, he could have skied that and gone out, but thankfully it hit the post because Dio there in relief. I don't think you get an assist for that. But
he's hoping for it.
Is that Bendik gonna stay home there?
If he's coming, then he's got to clear everyone.
Yeah.
He's taking Mensah out, but if it's almost as if it seems like he's communicated to him that he said something to him, because I don't think he's going to come out that aggressively and keep quiet. So it's a matter of either Mensah knows, listen, he's coming out, I'm leaving this ball, or maybe he said that he's made the call too late. If I'm the goalkeeper, though, I'm leaving that for Mensah. He's in a position to where he can play, he can make a play on the ball. There's no reason to come out that aggressively. It's just they're guilty of this time and time again, creating their own mistakes.
Yeah.
Beating themselves.
What relief, though, to get that second. LAFC still going to have the attention to detail. Enough time for things to go haywire. Is Vela full head of steam, still going? Does he give Perez another look? Calls his own number.
My God.
Carlitos! Heavy duty. Goal number 12 to seal the deal in Columbus, Ohio. 3-0.
Oh, Carlos Vela, you gem. You know what it is? He heard me talking about him. He was quiet in this second half, and he said, let me just silence that young man. He picks up the ball 40 yards from his own goal, splits two defenders, and he tells you, hey, it's on my left foot. You know where it's going. But there's nothing you can do to stop this one. The precision, the pace, the accuracy. He's lethal from this distance. We've seen it time and time again throughout his years in this league, his 2 years in this league, and you see it once again. That's game, set, match.
Hats off to Bob Bradley. He's very diligent with, as the game is over, he's very diligent on how he uses substitutes. He brought two in. Josh Perez had to miss, but it led to the goal from the other substitute, Dio. And then Carlos Vela showing his class. 12 goals, folks. That is the leader with a bullet. And LAFC get their third road win of the season in impressive fashion.
U2 man of the match, third goal this season. How did you see that play develop?
I knew Latif came off the line, and I knew that, you know, there was spacing behind, and if I made the run, then he would hopefully see me. And, you know, it was a good play, and it's something that we work on, switching positions and stuff, so it worked off.
Now, you spoke at practice last week and mentioned that teams are starting to change the way they play against you, but that you guys enjoy that challenge. What does that say about your guys' ability to adapt?
Yeah, no, I think that teams obviously are going to try and sit in and make it difficult for us. It's tough to do that when they play at their home stadium because their fans want them to play a little bit more. So they open themselves up, and then, you know, our press is good and we counter. So yeah, you know, today wasn't perfect. Our passing wasn't perfect, but you see that, you know, we're really determined to get back in the win column, and we got the 3 points.
Now, the last time you scored, you had a dance. It was called the Whoa.
Yeah.
We saw you do something today. What was that?
Yeah, so our performance staff have us doing these jumps every other day in the change room, and we don't like doing it sometimes. So that was to them, showing them that, you know, the jumps are paying off. So, yeah.
I mean, we take pride in taking the same football ideas that we have all the time and trying to do the same things when we play away from the Bank of California Stadium. And the mentality to do that is real. And obviously we had some good results early in the year at San Jose and at DC. And we talked about that before the game, and we can add this one to the list.
3-0 is your final score. LAFC back in the win column again. Good night, everybody.